G'day guys, Morezy here, and welcome to another video. In this video guys, I want to show you a little useful mechanic that I have, and some of you may have seen this before, but I thought I'd make a very short video on it. I call it the Snowman switch, and I've used this before, as some of you may know, in my witch farm and a few other things, and it's a really useful little switch that I feel deserves its own little video. Okay, so the basics of the Snowman switch is it uses a hostile mob, in this case a skeleton, to prompt a snowman to throw a snowball. And when we put another entity inside the same space as the snowman, that entity gets hit instead. And we've got a few different versions here that I'd like to show you. Now, for those of you familiar with my witch farm, I use this method, which has the villager in the hole there, and it jumps up, and if you can just see it, there's a tripwire here, and it triggers the tripwire. And then in my witch farm, I actually extend this with a repeater to get a solid signal by putting on 4 ticks, and then I put it into a comparator to get a high pulse. So this was the first version. I've come up with a new version, and let's have a look at this one. This uses a golden pressure plate. The golden pressure plates will detect how many entities are standing on them. And in this case, when the villager jumps, it toggles between 1 and 2. So that gives us a little bit of a signal coming out of there. Now, I've actually created a little attachment to this, which will give you a solid signal, which is this little guy here. It's pretty much an AND gate, basically. And when this guy jumps up and down, it powers these 2 blocks, one with a torch on each, with a 4-tick delay, which in turn powers this. And another one we've got here, this is slightly different. This is using wolves to detect this guy. This is obviously specific to skeletons, but you can certainly use wolves, and these ones have the highest range. So this is 16 blocks away, whereas the snowmen need to be a bit closer, about 7 blocks away. Okay, so there are quite a few uses for this, and not all of them have been discovered yet, of course. As I said before, one use that I have is I use this system to trigger my witch farm, which has a shifting floor. So when the snowmen see the witch, they fire the snowball, which turns on the system and shifts the floor, dropping down the witches. And if you're interested in that, you can see that video on my channel. Another option you can use these, especially the snowman option, is a detector for blocks. So I'm going to use a tree as an example. If you put a tree here and you plant it, that essentially becomes a contactless update detector for a sapling, I guess, or a block detector. A contactless block detector, yeah, that's what I should probably call it. And as you can see, the snowman can no longer see the skeleton, and therefore he has stopped shooting snowballs, which has of course changed our signal. And if we break this guy, we can see that it now changes again. So that's just a bit of an idea. There are probably a lot more options that you can use this for, but I'll let you guys discover that. And it's pretty easy to build. You can pretty much follow these just by looking at them. The trick with the ones with the wolves here is they have to be standing on a half slab, and then they have to have stairs. So the wolf is trying to climb onto this stair here. And as you can see, he just keeps bouncing, and that gives us our signal. So anyway, very short video. I just thought you guys might enjoy that. I know a lot of you have probably already seen it, but for those of you that haven't, it could be the next little switch that you use for a redstone contraption. Alright, thanks for watching. See you later.